Hi, Greasy Garage Dwellers. I'm Chuck. This is Up Chuck Chops. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to try to do a little measuring and diagnosing on the old KZ400 engine. Um, it's been a battle. Learning is hard. The other day, I kicked it over with my hand, pushed it over, however you want to say it, and I didn't build any compression. It was also cold. I know you're supposed to warm the engine up before you do that, but when the engine doesn't run, you can't warm it up. So I'm a little concerned. Maybe the pistons or the rings are worn out. We're going to do some checking today. Let's get to work. A little sidebar. I think I'm going to enjoy having this turntable workbench. Just saying. Check out that video if you haven't yet. There's supposed to be a C-clip in here that you take out. There, I got it hooked. How lucky is that? It landed right on my hand. So I smartened up, took both C-clips off, used my trusty 10mm deep well to get the wrist pin out. Alright, good thing it's got an arrow on it. That's toward the front of the engine. It says, it says art. That may mean this is only good for scrap metal art. I don't know. Let's see. These sure are handy. I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but piston diameter. The wear limit, 63.8 millimeters, 2.512 inches. So, if I am smaller than that, that little guy's toast. The book says to measure the piston diameter at right angles to the wrist pin, 5 millimeters up from the bottom of the skirt. So, let's do that. Say what you want about Harbor Freight, but this little guy has been fantastic to have. 4.9 is close enough. So right about there, and I'm gonna go, oh, wouldn't you know, it's just slightly above this groove. So right about there. 63.8. What did I say my wear limit was? 63.8 the book says, so I am right at my wear limit. But let's check here. That's a little loose. .7, 8. So we're right at the wear limit on this. I wonder what the other side is, if I can avoid taking it apart. See if I can. Well, there we go. Maybe. I got 63.9 with the wrist pin. I'm going to have to take it loose. Okay. I'm going to mark this. It's a little L. Left. L for left, kids. Let's do our ABCs motorcycle style. More for my memory than anything, this wrist pin came out a lot easier on the right hand side of the engine than this left one did. Let's measure it. $63.7. $63.8. It appears I'm right at the wear limit on both pistons. That kind of makes me sad. This may be the end of it. So I just made a short about these. But I noticed a thing, and I want you to see it too. So, this may be weird for a minute. I know, it's a lot of weird, but bear with me. There are my pistons. Pretty carboned up. But they're round and domed. My engine number, focus, K4E 032937. So that's the loose engine. Now, let's take a peek over at the one that was locked up tighter, you know, the place where they keep all the gold. See how the pistons are domed? Or not domed, but they're dished right there. And there's a lot less carbon. And that number is you're going to have to trust me. K4E 068515. I think that's it. 068515. From my research, it looked an awful lot like this engine and this engine were the same guy, just a different number, you know. The K4E was the important part, is what I'm saying. So once again, I'm wondering if those are in the wear spec, could I possibly use them? Especially since this head has the boogered up part right there. The bolt broke off in it, and I was gonna steal the other head anyhow. I have my pistons detached. Let's do some measuring. .9, 64 millimeter. Okay. Let's check here. 63.8. If I'm doing this incorrectly, and let me be real specific, if you're a pro and you think I'm doing this wrong, or you, how do I say this nicely? If you actually know what you're doing, I care about your opinion. That's a little harsh sounding, but that's the truth. If you're just a keyboard warrior and really don't know, keep your comments to yourself. But if you actually know about this particular thing I'm doing, and I'm doing it wrong, for the love of everything, let me know. So to the right piston. 63.9. That's 1/10 of a millimeter to the good. These appear to be within 1/10 of a millimeter in spec. I don't know. Well, hey, I just did a bunch of recording on a different camera, and it came careening off the workbench and smashed into the floor, and I don't think it's operable anymore. So, fingers crossed the SD card caught all of what I did. Here's the deal. I've got a pile of money wrapped up in, assuming I could get it to run, but you got to pay the money to, try. So, here's the deal. If you know what's up and I'm doing it wrong, please let me know. I think I'm doing it right. Do you think I could clean these up, stick them in the other barrel, and new rings, hone it up, and send it? So I got a pile of scrap metal that says KZ400 on it. I'm not sure. I'm going to do a little fishing on the internet, see what I come up with, and pick you guys up after I have a little more knowledge. Until then, thanks for watching, if you watched this far. I appreciate your time. I try to be respectful of it. I also try to make working on something a little entertaining, and maybe we can learn together. I've said this before, I am not a motorcycle mechanic. I'm not a mechanic, I'm a carpenter. But I really like mechanical things, and I enjoy doing this stuff. So maybe if my busted knuckles and headaches save someone else some busted knuckles and headaches, that's great. If you like this kind of stuff, think about giving me a like. If you really like it and you enjoy what I'm doing, think about subscribing. I'd appreciate that. I'm back with a wardrobe change. I got out some measuring devices, and I did some checking. These pistons are certainly different than these. This height is different. So I did what I said I probably couldn't do in previous videos, and I found some new pistons. I found some piston rings. I even found the new little C-clips from Z1 Enterprises. So I have that stuff on the way as of today. I'm still waiting on a gasket kit from Japan that's been bouncing around Indiana and right past me and over me, but never to me. I did measurements on my heads. Should be just a swap over. I need to get those valves cleaned up. I ordered valve lapping tool, some valve lapping compound, that's the word. And I also did some measurement on my barrels. They seem round, appear to be in spec by my book. So fingers crossed when shipping gets straightened out and I get all my bits and pieces, I can put this dude back together and have a complete engine put back together. Sidebar. I don't think I'm getting my carburetors fixed. They're kind of mutilated, and despite many soaks in the carburetor cleaning bucket, the chem dip, I can't get it apart. I might try one more time, but pretty doubtful. Anyhow, This video is late. I'm sorry. Things happen. And I took a play day yesterday. Went to Indianapolis to the Sport and Travel Show. I didn't really, I didn't take a camera because I just went with Dad. I wanted to have a good time and enjoy it. So there's that. I took a day off. I think I'm gonna have to buy a Murray carburetor, and that's $400 that I didn't want to spend. And we'll just fingers crossed that my ignition components will let it do the thing. Watch this far. Thanks for watching. Remember, keep wrenching, and I will catch you next time.